Anita, hey, congratulations on working along with the studio with the Writer's Odyssey here.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
But first of all, hey, happy Chinese New Year. Even though we're a little early, but it's this Friday, so.
Yeah, exactly. Happy New Year. Are you Chinese?
I'm actually part Chinese. My grandfather left China, I want to say, during the revolution.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine as well. Yeah.
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 But my family left for Thailand, and then my family came to the United States later. So I was overseas.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah. So tell us about your cooking lesson that you're going to present to us this Thursday.
Yeah, so I'm going to be making what we've dubbed a Writer's Odyssey longevity noodles, and because it's the year of the ox, I'm going to be adding beef, and so longevity noodles are eaten to promote long life. They're basically one long noodle. And so they're often eaten at Chinese New Year and at birthdays and other celebrations for good luck. But it will have some baby green vegetables as well, which represent new beginnings. I've got a little bit of, I'm going to put some mushrooms in there, which is also about health, which is great for a pandemic. And yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of long red pepper. They're not hot, but they're called long red hot peppers, just for that red color, because red is good luck in Chinese lore. So
excellent. Is it any type of beef for your dish?
I've got some grass-fed. It's a flat iron steak from the shoulder. It's one of the most tender cuts. And it's perfect for this because it comes cut, or it can cut really thin, and you just make little strips.
Excellent. And the mushrooms is just regular mushrooms. It's not any specific type of mushrooms for your dish.
These will be the dried shiitakes. Traditional Chinese mushroom.
Wow, excellent. So this is all going to be Instagram Live on your Instagram. Is that how this is?
Yep. At Anita Lo NYC. Yeah.
Oh, terrific! So it's going to be live. How long is this going to take for yourself?
I'm not quite sure, but I think it should take between like 20 and 30 minutes. It'll be a quick demo. I'm just going to show you how to put it together. It is pretty fast and easy. So.
Well, that's Chinese food is always fast and easy, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it was originally started because the Chinese didn't have a lot of fuel, so everything needed to be cooked really quickly. So
you typically do these cooking lessons for yourself, or this is your first time?
Yeah, I've taught a lot of online classes, especially since the pandemic started. Yeah, I mean, usually they're a little bit longer, but I do love teaching, and it's certainly not a full-time job, but it's not unlike running a kitchen and showing your cooks what they got to do. So, hello, Kitty.
My cat always comes on when somehow I'm on a Zoom interview or something like that.
Oh, she's very cute.
That's perfect. Hey, what are the typical traditional Chinese dishes besides this longevity noodles? What else do we eat along with this?
Well, all sorts of things, and I mean, different people have different traditions, but dumplings are also, are quite popular. They represent little purses of money, a whole fish with the head and tail intact, because it's the end of a new year and the beginning of the next, or a whole chicken with the head and tail. There's a thing called fat choy, which is I always call it hair vegetable. It looks like black hair. It's actually, I've stopped using it because it's not sustainable because it's been over harvest, but it's a sort of seaweed. But it's beautiful. Yeah, the shrimp is another thing that you eat in Chinese New Year. The word in Chinese sounds like laughing. So they say that if you eat it, you'll have a year full of laughter. So.
Wow. I'm already hungry, and this goes all along with tea. Am I correct?
Yes.
What are some of the other Chinese traditions that they actually do besides eating? Do they still do the red envelopes with money in it, or is that
Oh, yes.
something else?
Yes. I mean, I'm no expert on any of this. My this is all stuff that I've learned over the years, but because my parents didn't actually celebrate this, but yeah, you give if you're the oldest, you give little red envelopes filled with money of any kind to the younger generation. And that's something at Chinese New Year. Yeah, sometimes you'll put out like oranges out for the I guess it's for the gods. I'm not even quite sure. I don't know why, but you often see like plates of oranges with the leaves attached, and then you let them dry up and rot.
Oh.
And that represents something I don't quite remember.
It's because like you and I we're more Americans, because I understand you're what, a second generation American?
I think technically I'm first generation. I was born here though. Yes. Yeah, I grew up in Michigan, which was not particularly diverse.
So how and why did you want to become a chef yourself? You just always had a love for cooking and particularly Chinese cooking?
No, I'm French trained and I was a contemporary, or I am a contemporary American chef. I bring in influences from all over the world. But I always loved eating. I came from a food obsessed family, and I was studying in Paris. I was getting my degree in French, my BA in French, and I fell in love with the country, and the French culture is like Chinese culture, is just all about food, and so I ended up in a cooking school over there, and that was it. I mean, what are you going to do with a French degree? So I ended up going to cook. I thought it was a great way to keep up my French language skills and do what I love. So.
That is terrific. Now, a lot of people will not realize you're one of the best cooks in the world right now, because you're a Michelin chef.
Oh, well, I closed my restaurant 3 years ago, but yes, we had a Michelin star for I think 9 years running there. Yeah.
Could you tell us what it was like when you actually had that reputation as a Michelin chef?
Oh, it was great. I mean, Michelin was new. We got our star the first year they came to New York City. And before that, the New York Times was really what you were looking for your stars. And perhaps to a slightly lesser extent, Zagat for your number. So, we took it seriously, but I didn't really think it was like the end all that it's sort of become. It really has replaced the Times in, or at least within the industry of importance in New York City, at least. Not that the Times isn't important anymore, but it just, when it came, it just didn't seem that big of a deal. So, I mean, it was a big deal, but it wasn't like, we just didn't know. Yeah.
I think the one thing that I remember you the most is on the reruns for, I believe, like the Food Network or something like that, where you did competitions for like Iron Chef America, Chopped and all this kind of stuff. Could you tell us about your experiences on television? Was that a good experience for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me. It's really fun to see how television is made, and being on camera is something that is a skill I'm trying to, it's something that I just want to get better at. But yeah, it was really fun until it wasn't. I mean, I think Top Chef Masters got long. I mean, we were there for well, I was there twice, but first time I was there for 3 days, and then the second time I was there for like 10 days or something like that, in a row, and really, really long days. And by the end, it was like, please, may I pack up my knives and go? I'm ready. And then after that, we all had, post-traumatic Top Chef disorder. It was like we wake up in the middle of the night, like, just all stressed out about it. But yeah, I mean, most of them were really, really fun. It was great to be around other chefs, these really amazing names that, I've looked up to for many, many years, and to hear their stories was incredible.
Behind the scenes, when I always get in discussion about cooking competitions, because some people think it's not real, that the clock isn't really running and they give you plenty of time, but that's not true, right? The clock.
Oh, no, it's definitely running. We would not be having post-traumatic stress disorder if that wasn't true.
So how does one handle pressure like that, or you just can't? It's just spontaneous.
I mean, I think it's just spontaneous, but I do believe it's not unlike, running a kitchen. During service, you really have no choice but to get it out, in a timely manner where the chef is, or where the customer is going to be happy with the timing. And a lot of times you're getting hit with a million orders at once. And yeah, so I mean, we are used to that sort of pressure. I mean, we're not used to being sabotaged all the time, and being thrown. I mean, we are used to being getting thrown curveballs, but it's not like the type of sabotage in an unfamiliar environment where you don't know where everything is, like cooking on one of these shows.
Well, we certainly miss you on television, and hopefully you'll get invited back after you pass your PTSD here. One more thing I want to bring up. In the past, over the past year, we've been suffering under this pandemic, and restaurants actually been hurting. Do you have suggestions for like the restaurateurs out there that are trying to survive all this?
Oh God, I feel so bad for them, and thank God I don't own a restaurant right now. I mean, all you really can do is try not to dwell on how bad it is, and endure. I mean, there really isn't much else you can do besides, try to maximize what little business you can get at this time, with, not having full dining rooms and stuff like that. And really do your homework and get your PPP and try to maximize that. Yeah, I don't, oh God. Yeah, I hope everyone will eat out as much as they're order in, I guess, at this point, as much as they can. Yeah.
That's true. Well, let me wrap it up with one more question with you, Anita. Because of the crazy times, obviously we're speaking via Zoom right now. Would love to meet you and eat your food. I'll have to do that virtually this Thursday. But Anita, how are you staying sane and creative during times like this?
I'm not. What do you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sane is always a question in my life. Creative. I've been. Cooking at home is actually really fun for me. And it's just like there's no pressure. It's just me and my partner, and yeah, it's just sort of a leisurely, creative endeavor that you get to eat. So, how do I stay? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I try to do little things like this Writer's Odyssey demonstration that I'm doing on Thursday, and etc. So.
Terrific. Well, hey, we really appreciate you giving us some lessons and some tips on cooking this week in promotion of A Writer's Odyssey. And once again, Anita, thank you for speaking with us, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
Awesome. Gig, thank you so much for having Anita on. We really appreciate it. I wanted to just touch base before you jump. Could I send you some details for you to post to direct everyone to take a look at the class on Thursday?
Yes.
Awesome. We would love that.
Yes. All right.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
so much. Thanks,
Okay.
Anita.
Yeah,
Take care.
thanks.